my laboratory. Yes, my name is Doctor of the Brain. Welcome to the Sunday morning program. And over the next few weeks, we are going to discover the amazing book of Thessalonians. Yes, it's from the Bible. Yes, I am Dr. Brains, that is of the brain and not of the feet. This is wonderful in my office here, talking to you little ones far away in Little One Land. So, yes, fasten your seatbelts. Get ready for the ride. So, do you know anything about the book of Thessalonians? It's a very good book. Yes. I like it personally. It starts with the letter T for Thessalonians. So, this book was written by a person called Paul. If you remember, Paul, he used to hate the Christians. He used to kill the Christians. Yes, wipe them out for good. It's not very good to do that. You must never kill a Christian. Never. It's not good. So he kills the Christians, get rid of them. Then one day, on the road to Damascus, he met Jesus Christ. Amazing. After he had been in heaven, Jesus came down, appeared to Paul in a bright light, and told him to stop killing the Christians. Jesus said, "Don't kill the Christians, Paul." No. It's a very good advice from our Jesus, don't you think? Yes, wonderful. Anyway, he said, "Don't kill the Christians. I want you to build my church and want people to come and know more about me." So that is what Paul did. And he started out on his journeys. And he calls them the missionary journeys. And the book of Thessalonians is one of the first cities that he went to tell people all about the lovely Jesus, which we all know and love, don't we? He had really tough times. He suffered shipwrecks and people beat him and spat on him and accused him of all these sorts of things, but he did it for the Jesus. So, Thessalonians not only is one of the first places Paul visited, it is also one of the first books of the New Testament. Yes, that is what we know. The first book. All the stories about Jesus were added a little bit later. So we're reading quite an incredible book. We're going to have so much fun. Now let me see what the computer says. That's very interesting, my computers. Okay, so Thessalonians was the name of the book. Thessalonia or Thessalonica is the name of the city. It was a very important city in Bible times. It was a very major trading route. People would pass through it on their way to Rome and to Asia. That's places like the Indias and Chinas. So lots of people were passing through. And this was a good opportunity to tell people about Jesus that would then take it to the rest of the world as well. So it is a very important place, Thessalonians. And Paul was saying that even if you are not the Jew, you can still come to the Jesus. So that's wonderful. Okay, so what else can I tell you about the Thessalonica? Funny name. Okay, so Paul also upset the people because they didn't like him. Because what was happening is they weren't being Jews anymore, they were becoming Christians. So Jews weren't going to the synagogue leaders were not getting their money, they weren't so happy. So they threw Paul out of Thessalonica after a short time of visiting. Then Paul went on to other countries and he got very depressed and he got very sad because everybody rejected what he was saying, and they say, "Paul, you're a crazy man. We don't want you. Cause trouble. We'll beat you. We'll kick you out of our city. Don't come back again." And he'd had enough. And then eventually he landed up in a place called Corinth. You remember? The Corinthians is another book of the Bible. While Paul was in Corinth, he was very sad, he was very down, and he had some visitors called Timothy and Silas. Funny name. I like the name Timothy. Silas, it's a bit unusual. Anyway, they came and they said, Paul, we have some good news. The church back in Thessalonica, where you have been, it is beginning to grow. Many people are becoming Christians. Lots of people are being added and saved. This is wonderful, isn't it, Paul? And Paul was very pleased and happy. So he wrote them a letter. And this is the letter that we are studying on Sunday mornings. Letter of the First Thessalonians. So we can find out what Paul wanted to say to that amazing church that he built, well, he started really all those years ago. And the good news that it was growing and it was doing all the things that God wanted to. So, that's very exciting, isn't it? So I hope you enjoy our studies, and maybe every now and again Dr. Brain can come along with some brains. So, on board with the study, and don't forget that Mark, he's a very good youth leader. Don't forget, give him a big hug today. And he likes the chocolate, he tells me, when he visits me in my lab. Toodle pip.